All right, good morning, class.
Good morning, Miss Kira. Welcome to Sophomore 4.
All right, thank you very much, sophomore 4. You guys can sit down. And before we proceed with our actual class for today, let me first start by extending my apologies for quickly, it's your business. All right, so let me quickly All right, so let me extend my apologies for not being here for the last class. I did, however, send work that you guys needed to complete, and I was looking over your paper, and I also want to extend thank you for completing the work as well. All right, so I'm not too sure who came in to take over the class, but the work was delivered. All right. Now, when I was going over your paper, when I was going over the sentences that you needed to write out, because the work that was shared was 3 parts. The first part was that you needed to identify the types of sentences, right? That's the first part. The second part, you needed to write your compound sentence, and then the third, you needed to split up the compound sentences. So when I was looking over your work that you submitted, I realized that we do have to have a little bit more practice on complex and compound sentences, all right? So the types of sentences that we have covered so far. So we have covered simple, we have covered compound, and you're supposed to have your notes on that, and we have covered complex sentence. We introduced compound complex class the previous 2 classes, but we're going to take our time today to review compound and complex sentences, all right? So what's our to-do list for today? For today, we are going to review the 2 types of sentences, right? That's what we're going to do. Secondly, we are going to get into groups, and we are going to write our own sentences as well, based on the information that I provide to you, all right? And then lastly, what we're going to do is we're going to present our sentences. Of course, when we present, we have to ensure that the details or the instructions that I provide to you in terms of what I'm looking for in your presentation is there, all right? Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to model, and I'm going to ask that you take out your notebook so that you can write out your information, or write out a couple examples on the board, from the board, sorry. So, everybody, once you get into group, you're going to get a little leaflet, a little booklet of the 2 types of sentences, of compound and complex sentence. Now, once you get into group, this is what we're going to do. The first one, for example, that is there is complex sentence, right? Since is an example of what type of conjunction? Justin? Subordinating conjunction. Very good. I don't want you to be nervous any at all, or say that you don't want to participate simply because we have guests here, right? So this is what you're going to do. You're going to look at the information provided on the little leaflet that you get. In this case, we have complex sentence. Justin correctly mentioned that this is a subordinating conjunction, right? Now what you're going to do is you're going to create your sentence based on the conjunction that you get. In this case, you're going to have to write a complex sentence. Remember, I explained to you guys that the reason why we're going over types of sentences while then is so that we're able to improve our writing, okay? Improve our writing, have a variety of sentences in our writing as well. So, who can assist me when it comes to creating a sentence using the word since? Since is a subordinating conjunction. So who can come up with an example? Aha, very good. So since I was late, what happened? I got a demerit. Very good. Thank you, Justin. So for this one, we're able to see that since is the subordinating conjunction. What's the subordinate clause in this complex sentence? Karen? Since, all right, very good. Since I was late, this is the clause. What would be the independent clause now, the main clause? I got a demerit, right? I got a demerit, this is the main clause. Then the second one, in my example, is a compound sentence. Now, you're going to be given a simple sentence, right? So in this case, my simple sentence reads as follows. For this one, Benjamin is going to help me out. For this one, it says, Malcolm decided to leave the party. Convert this into a compound sentence. So Malcolm decided to leave the party.
Malcolm decided to leave the party because
I will write the definition, I will highlight.
Compound. Somebody help him out. Raise your hand. Well then, using fanboy, go ahead. Malcolm decided to leave the party.
go to his friend's house.
All right. His friend's house. Very good. So what's the conjunction that you use? So, very good. So this first independent clause, second independent clause. Very good. So that would be the second example there. Now, we're going to look at another complex sentence. In this case, in your group, what you will be given is an example of a subordinate clause. So in this case, this is my example here. If I pass the exam, what's the conjunction in this example here? What's the conjunction? If. Very good. So if is a subordinating conjunction. So this is a subordinate clause. How would you complete it, or how would you make this a complex sentence? So if I pass the exam, what will happen?
I will get,
Right, Benjamin?
my parents will take me out.
My parents. So if I pass the exam, my parents will take me out for ice cream. Full stop, right? Very good. So that would be my example of a complex sentence. And then it's 4 sentences that you will need to write, all right, in your groups. So that means that everybody is able to participate or assist. Now the last one is going to be compound sentence, and then you will be given a coordinating conjunction in this case. And one of the coordinating conjunctions from the 7 that you are supposed to have in your notes is the conjunction but. Tell me a compound sentence using this particular conjunction.
I will earn,
Go ahead, Benjamin, go ahead.
I woke up early, but I still got to school late.
Very good. So I woke up early, but I still got to school late. Very good. So the conjunction that you use is but. This is your first main clause. This is your second main clause. You have 2 main clauses joined by a conjunction. You have a compound sentence. All right. This is what I want you guys to do. So what you are going to do is to stick your little leaflets that you get, and it's 4 sentences total that you're going to get. There's going to be 4 persons in every group, all right? That means that 1 person can get 1 sentence, and in that way you make the work a little bit more manageable, all right? Now, what I want you to do as well is circle the conjunctions that you're using, identify the main clauses on your sheet paper, all right? 2, I want you as well to ensure that you check for sentence structure, because your sentence has to be correct, has to be written properly. Check for sentence structure, check for spelling, check for punctuation, all right? If you notice, I ensured, or I try to ensure that all my sentences are written correctly, grammatically correct, and that all of them are punctuated as well, all right? And then you're going to select 1 or 2, depending on the group, persons to come up to the front, and you are going to present your 4 sentences, all right? We're going to take 15 minutes to complete this. 4 sentences, and then we present, all right? If you have any questions in regards to the task, All right, so let's, it's going to be groups of 4. There's going to be one group that is going to have 5 because there are 29 of you in the class. All right? Somebody's absent? No? All right, so remember your numbers, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, Elisa. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, Kylie. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Justin. 1, 2, 3, 4, Christine. 5, 6, 7, Jade. 1, 2. All right? All those persons who are group number 1, raise your hand so that you can identify your group members. Group number 2, raise your hand, identify your group members as well. Group number 3. Group number 4. Group number 5. Group number 6. Group number 7. All right, very good. All right. Now, these are the instructions. You're going to get into your groups quickly and quietly. Once you get into your group, you're going to pull your chair, your student chair, close to each other, and you're going to review the leaflet first, all right, so that you're aware as to what conjunction you got, what sentence you got, all right? And then what I want you to do as well is that once I share around the short paper and your leaflet, then you start working on your sentences, okay? If you have any questions, then you raise your hand so that I can assist you with that, all right? Now group number 1 will be here, 1, 2, 3 over on this side, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 can be over on that side, all right? Let's take a minute to quickly get into our group. Yes, I will. Alright, Walden has shared the short papers that everybody is supposed to have, and then markers as well, okay? So right now we are at 10:35, so 15 minutes, okay? 15 minutes to work on your sentences. So at 10:50 we are supposed to be ready. quality that a group does not have, okay? Alright guys, 8 more minutes. 8 more minutes. Some of you are writing your sentences already, which is good. You're on track. So 8 more minutes and then we are supposed to be finished with our 4, 7, and 6. Alright guys, remember to ensure to label your sentences as well, so that when the presenters come to the front, then we're able to see that your paper has your labels for different conjunctions and the No, you can have one for one percent. Then you have political and then Alright, so we're at the 15-minute mark. Okay, now I have to commend you for being on task. Okay? I have to commend you for being on task. Some of you are finishing up your labeling or you're writing your last sentence, alright? So we're going to take 3 minutes to just finish up to ensure that everybody is on par with what they need to do, and as well select your presenter or presenters.
Alright, so that's our 3-minute mark. Let's put down our markers. I hope you guys have your presenters set as well. And we're going to proceed with the presentation. Okay? So let me wait until a couple of seconds so that everybody is settled. Alright, so I'm still waiting for a couple of persons to just quickly settle down so that we can provide instructions, okay, for the presentation. Alright, good. Now, when we present this, I want everybody to be attentive because this is serving as a revision, alright? We have sentences that have been written that focus on compound and complex sentences, alright? Now, When you come up to the front to present it, you are going to just quickly introduce yourself. You read out your sentences that you wrote out. You identify as well different important parts of the sentence. And then those for the audience, then our responsibility is to listen attentively, because when you come up to the front to present, you want the same attention, the same respect provided to you or given to you. Okay? So let's just set down our markers, and whoever comes up to the front, then we listen. Okay? Now, I know that your numbers are in order, but we're going to do so based on volunteer. All right? Volunteer basis. So would anybody want to come up to the front to present first? All right. Very good. Thank you, group. Valentina, we listen. Okay.
Good morning, class. My group and I will be presenting types of sentences.
So the first one would be a complex sentence. We have this: after my sister picks me up from school, so we start with it. After we first see the subordinating conjunction, which is after, and then the clause, which is the after. My sister picks me up from school. So after my sister picks me up from school, we will go to her house. The adjective is we will go to her house, which would be a main clause. The next one is a compound, and the compound we have is and. We have we went to the park and we went for ice cream. So here are two main clauses to be the root for a compound sentence. The next one is a complex. We have although. The although is the subordinating conjunction. The clause we did is I had a high GPA. I was not although I had a high GPA, I was not satisfied. So this is the subordinating conjunction. This would be the clause, and this would be the main right. So the next one is a compound. We have Mike does not like fruits. Mike does not like fruits would be a main clause. So the compound, no, the coordinating conjunction we use was yet. So the sentence would be Mike does not like fruits, yet he drinks smoothies.
All right, so let's look at the things, the different aspects that we were looking for in this presentation. One, we were looking for the correct type of sentence to be written based on the information provided to you. Two, we were looking as well at the labeling of the sentence. The sentences needed to be labeled correctly. And then lastly, we were also looking to ensure that the sentences were written grammatically correct, in that it had proper sentence structure, punctuation, spelling. Did the group follow all three, or fill all three of the criteria, of the requirements? Christine? Yes, and Christine is correct. Very good, guys. So your sentences are grammatically correct. They follow the instructions there, and you label correctly as well. Let's give the first group a round of applause. Very good, guys. All right, we have a second group that has volunteered already. George, your group? All right, and then do we have any third volunteer? All right. Thank you, Alvin. All right, so let's listen to the second group.
Good morning, class. My group and I will be presenting our presentation. My group members are Walden Adolphus, Anthony Lanza, Mary Bassis, Liza, and myself, Ruben. Our first sentence was supposed to be a compound sentence using the conjunct and or. And the person wrote sister told me to do my homework, or else she would tell my mother. Or is used for a decision in between this or that. So the conjunction was or, and number 2 was a complex sentence using the conjunction after, and I wrote, after school closes, I will take a flight to the US. I use the conjunction after, and the clause is after school closes. Alright, number 3 was supposed to be a complex sentence using the sentence, when the star player scored the point. The person wrote, when the star player scored a point, the crowd cheered. They used the conjunction when, and the clause is when the star player scored. Number 4 was supposed to be a compound sentence using the sentence, Larry went back to bed. The person wrote, Larry went back to bed so he could go to school early the day after. The person used the conjunction so, and the clause is so.
Alright, so in the last sentence, the first main clause is Larry went to bed early, and then the second would be he could go to school early the day after. Alright, so this second group as well, very good. Follow the criteria that we asked for. The 4 examples, the 4 sentences, we have as well the sentences structured correctly. And then lastly, the labeling as well. The only labeling that is missing is the one for the third sentence, right? So we needed to work on that one. All right, very good group. Let's give this group a round of applause. Hold your paper neatly, and then you write your names to the back. All right? Third group presenting. So let's listen, guys.
Good morning, class. My group and I will be presenting on our types of sentences. My group members are Jonathan Vasquez, Kendra Pacheco, Ezekiel Oak, and myself, Alvin Bennett.
First one we had was a compound and its and. The second was I studied all night and I failed the test. And was the coordinating conjunction, and the first main clause was I studied all night, and the second main clause was I failed the test. The second one was a complex which was given, the sentence was given. It was while my parents were out. The subordinating conjunction was while, and the subordinating clause was while my parents were out. And we add, while my parents were out, I did the chores, which was the main clause. The third one was a complex, which was while. While was the subordinating conjunction. And the sentence we used was, while I was sleeping, I dreamt about the love of my life. And I dreamt about the love of my life was the main clause. The last one was a compound, and the sentence was given. It says, Mr. Davis gave the students a demerit. The sentence we used was, Davis gave the students a demerit, and he kept them back after classes. And was the coordinating conjunction, and the first main clause was Mr. Davis gave the student a demerit. And second main clause was he kept them back after classes.
All right, very good. Although for the first one where you stated I failed the test, we're trying to look at the positive thoughts here, right? So again, group number 3 met the criteria in terms of the types of sentences being written there, the labeling as well, and then I think in some cases you forgot like 1 or 2 punctuations, but it doesn't take away from your sentences, all right? Very good group. Hold your your paper neatly as well, and then you write your names to the back. Very good. Our fourth group presenting. And then those of you who have presented, you need to ensure that you're listening, all right, the examples.
Good morning, class. Today my group and I will be presenting on types of sentences. The first one is complex, which has the subordinating conjunction whenever he stays home, he's assigned to do all the chores. He stays home is the subordinating clause, and then the other one is being clause. The second one is compound sentence. So I went out on Friday, so I couldn't go out Saturday. The first main clause is I went out on Friday. The second main clause is I couldn't go out Saturday.
Next sentence is when we receive the good news, so the complex sentence definition. When here being the subordinating conjunction, when we receive the good news, that would be the subordinating clause. It wasn't the one we wanted to hear, that's the main class. Next one is compound. Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a walk. But we will not go out tomorrow. But here being the coordinating conjunction, let's go for a walk in the first main class, and we will not go out tomorrow in the second main class.
All right, very good group. Now, before you submit your shop paper, I just want you to ensure that you label the second and then the third sentence as well. All right, so take a couple of seconds to quickly do that, to label that. But very good as well. Let's give this group a round of applause. Group number 5, presenting. Remember, everybody needs to present today, so you don't have the option of not presenting. All right, go ahead, guys.
Our first sentence was a compound and the conjunction was for. I had to go to my grandmother's house for it was an emergency. The first main cause is I had to go to my grandmother's house. The conjunction is for, and the second main. The second one is it was an emergency. The second sentence is a complete sentence. Because I need to improve my grades, my parents took away my goal. So the subordinating conjunction using this complete sentence is because I need to improve my grades in the first main class. My parents took away my goal in the second class. The second compound is John arrived early at school. John arrived early at school, but he still didn't have breakfast. The first main idea is John arrived early at school. The conjunction is for, and the second main idea is he still didn't have breakfast. The last sentence is a complete sentence, and the sentence is when I got home, I started to do my work. So the subordinating conjunction is when. When I got home is the first main class, and the second is I started to do my homework.
All right, wait. All right, very good. Now, there's only a couple of things that we need to look at here. I'm not too sure why the girls capitalized the I there, and then there was another one. So you just have to, and then the M here for mine, all right? So you just have to be careful with your capitalization there. And then for the second one where it says, because I need to improve my grades, what kind of clause is that one? Because I need to improve my grades. What kind of clause is that? That is a subordinate clause, right? Subordinate clause because the word because is a subordinating conjunction, right? Okay, very good girls. Just quickly make corrections to that and then hold up your sheet paper neatly. Alright, I need everybody to be following. Alright, thank you guys.
My group and I will be presenting type of sentence.
Okay, so the first sentence is a complex sentence. And the sentence we did is, because my sister hit me, I screamed at her. So here, because is subordinate conjunction. And then the main clause is, I screamed at her. The second sentence is compound. Here we're using the sentence, you will need to stay back. You will need to stay back so you can finish your work. Here the first main clause is, you will need to stay back. And then the second main clause is, you can finish your work. And so is the conjunction. So then the third sentence is complex. We are using, unless you leave home early. Here, the subordinate conjunction is unless. And then the main clause is, then you're allowed to stay over at your parents. The last sentence is compound, and we use the conjunction but. So then the first main clause is, we took a bus to reach the parents. And then the second main clause is, the bus reached the parents.
Alright, very good sentences. Alright, so for this one, again, the group met the 3 criteria that was required. There is only one sentence that I will change one word, and that would be the last one, right? We took a bus to arrive early instead of reach, but they're very good sentences nonetheless. Let's give this group a round of applause, and then we have our final group presenting. All right, final presentation. Go ahead, guys.
My group will be presenting our sentences. My group members are Amel, Sam, Arana, Ariana, Valentino, Jesus, and Benjamin. So our first sentence is a complex sentence. Although I was scared. Our sentence was, although I was scared, I still had to go by in the dark. So our subordinating conjunction is although. Our clause was I was scared, and our main clause was I still had to go by in the dark.
Our main clause is, our sentence is, Jamie washed the dishes so he could go out with his friends. It has 2 main clauses, and our conjunction is so. The second one is a complex sentence. It is, I went to the supermarket before I went home to study. The main clause is, I went to the supermarket. The subordinating conjunction is before, and the subordinating clause is, before I went home to study.
Our last sentence is a compound sentence, and it reads, I helped my mom with dinner, so she gave me back my food. Our first main class is I helped my mom with dinner, so is our conjunction, and she gave me my food back is our second main class.
All right. So we have 4 sentences here, again, labeled, properly labeled correctly, and you guys did an excellent job explaining as well and highlighting the different parts of the sentences, all right? Very good. Let's give our last group a round of applause. All right, so let's do a thorough necessarily a thorough, but let's just do a little breakdown of what we did for today's class, all right? So we looked at one, the revision of the two types of sentences, and in this case we had said compound complex. So with the number of sentences that were explained, there were a variety, all right? So you were exposed to the subordinating conjunctions, the coordinating conjunctions, the main clauses, subordinate clauses, all right? So we got a couple examples. You were able to write your sentences as well. So in this case, some of you wrote your sentences in your group, some of you divided the sentences, and each individual person wrote their sentence, but you still had a group member cross-check your sentence to make sure or to ensure that your sentence was written correctly, which is, the purpose of working in the group setting, right? So we looked at the types of sentences, and then you were able to present. I must say that despite having the camera here, you guys didn't display nervousness any at all, which I need to commend you for, all right? And your presentations, your explanation were also excellently done, so very good as well. Now for next class, what we're going to do is the following. We're going to look at the fourth type of sentence, which will be compound complex. We started just with the definition 2 classes ago. We're going to be looking at examples now, all right? And then as well, we're going to write individual sentences because I need to ensure that you're able to work on these sentences and structure them on your own. And then we're going to get a quiz based on compound complex sentence, all right? Do you guys have any questions in regards to the sentences presented? All right, before you break into your rows, I'm going to ask Walden to pass around. If you have either my marker or my glue, then just ensure that you give it to him, all right? And then I am going to ask Justin to walk around to collect my posters, all right? My posters. So ensure that your posters are labeled correctly as well. With being good presenters and behaving good in class, all right? So we'll forego the assignment for today. But what I do want you to do is to ensure that you review your notes and then just ensure that you're ready for your quiz next class, all right? So thank you for being a good class. And then, which class do you guys have after this? Math. Math? Get ready for your mathematics.